What's going on, everybody? My name is Joseph Godsey for the Football Source. I am here with a very special guest, University of South Florida recruit quarterback, Brett Kean. Brett, what's going on, man?
Not too much. How are you?
I'm doing great. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. It's a complete honor to have you on.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So the first question I got to ask you, how are you feeling today? I know you have a very important game coming up. Your high school is 3-0 right now. How are you feeling today?
Very confident in our team. Really excited, but we're not satisfied yet. We know it's one game at a time. We have a hard team in Cincinnati earlier this week at their stadium, which is, historically tough to win at. So we're excited. We're really excited.
And like you just said, you're facing Elder High School. How are you currently preparing yourself? What's your mindset going into this Saturday's game?
We're having a lot of hype about our team right now. We're winning a lot of games against some tough teams. So we're just going to prepare how we normally do. Worry about ourselves. Have a game plan. But we think if we play how we can, no one can beat us.
Now let's get right into your recruit. This past June, you committed to the University of South Florida. Doing some research on you, why did you want to commit a little bit earlier before your senior year?
I knew that we had something special at our high school, and I wanted to kind of focus on my high school season. Didn't want to have distractions. There's enough distractions already. Being, the quarterback at St.Edward and just all the hype that the school gets. So I just wanted to eliminate that distraction. I fell in love with the University of South Florida. And it was basically whenever I felt ready to commit, and I felt ready, right away. So, I was really happy with it.
Now, the Mid-American Conference was just hounding you, giving you a lot of offers, University of South Florida, Air Force, Ball State, FIU, just a whole lot of colleges just going out there and trying to reach out to you. What precisely was it about South Florida that you loved?
Yeah, I obviously, I'm from South Florida. I'm from, Fort Lauderdale area, so it's kind of close to where I used to live. Obviously weather's great. I love the coaching staff. That's probably my biggest thing. But the coaching staff, Coach Willie Taggart, I really think he's going to turn things around there. I love the offense coordinator, quarterback coach. Everyone was on board, and that was probably the biggest factor in me committing.
Now, when you go into the 2015 year, that's going to be your freshman year on campus at USF. The team has Stephen Bench, a former Penn State quarterback, at the helm. Have you spoken to Stephen? Has he given you any advice?
Yeah, I actually used to play with Mike White, who's their quarterback right now from University School. I played there with him his senior year. I was a sophomore, so I talked to him a lot. I talked to Stephen Bench. Yeah, we just talk about football. And they both tell me, live up your senior year of high school. It's the best year of football of your life. So we're just talking a lot. Just not too much about football, just about life. Just like friends. So it's pretty cool.
All right, Brett, I want to put you on the spot right here. When you look at your game, your style, you're a pro-style quarterback, what is one trait that you have that makes you stand out more than other college recruits? College quarterback recruits, that is.
Yeah, I think that I'm a pro-style quarterback, but I think the ability to get out of trouble, not necessarily run, but get out of trouble, keep my eyes downfield, make a play. I think that's, a big trait of mine that I like to that I think is on display when you watch my tape. I think my footwork is really good. My drops are real good, and footwork within the pocket is really good.
Now, during this past summer, you were invited to a bunch of great camps. The Elite 11 camp was the one that really stands out to me. That's when you had a lot of success at. How has the Elite 11 instructors make you a better quarterback today?
Yeah, the Elite 11 instructors are probably the best quarterback coaches around the country. They all come together. And it's awesome because you get some of the best instruction, around the country. George Willis was at the one in Columbus, and you see him working with the top college guys going into the NFL, and it's just really valuable information that it's hard to get just every day. It's hard to get, so it's awesome to be able to get coached by those types of guys.
All right, Brett, for the final question, you already committed to USF. What are your goals for your senior season at St. Edward's?
Yeah, we're right now. We don't like to get too distracted in the rankings, but Max Prep says it's one in the country, and we just want to win one game at a time. Focus on one game at a time. Try to win state championship because we have a really talented class, and I know they've been working at St. Edward for all 4 years, and I've been working at my other high school for a couple of years, and this one for now is going on my second year, and we're really working hard to win a state championship. And the rankings, if it falls in our favor, that's awesome, obviously, but we're trying to win a state championship here.
All right, Brett, thank you so much for your time on joining us on the Football Source podcast. I really do appreciate it, and good luck for the rest of the year, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on.
No problem.